today I'm going to show you how to use a brand new product that was developed by me, and it is called a nail extender medium. Now this medium has got quite a nice translucent color. It's got a very natural look to it once it's painted, as it's not 100% white. It's almost got like a creamy color, and it's translucent. So once you add this to your nail, it's got a very natural look to it. And it's also really nice if you want to extend the nails of your dolls. So what we are going to need is obviously our extender medium. I will have on hand a container with some odorless thinner, which I'm having on hand. Should I make a mistake, I can use that to clean up. Obviously a sponge for the same reason. I will have my painted doll kit. Now this one is just a raw vinyl kit that I'm just using for demonstration purposes. This doll's nails are quite short, so it would be quite nice to show you an example of how this works on this specific kit. Okay, what I'm also using is a liner brush. Now this one is a number 20 0 liner, and it's got the short handle. This is in the Baby Strokes brand, and you can order these directly from McPhersonCrafts.com. On their website they've got all the Baby Stroke brushes. Another brush that I also like using is a filbert. Now you also get them in the Baby Stroke range. I just did not have one on hand right now, but they do have them, so you can order it from them. This specific one is a 10-0 filbert, but you can use up to a number 20 filbert with this method, because this is basically just for cleaning up any mistakes. Okay, so first of all, obviously you're going to paint your doll. You're going to add the pink or the nail beds, whatever you want on your doll. And then after that, if you want to use this to do your little nail tip, you can go both ways, which is the one just having a very short nail, and the other method would be, which this is actually specifically developed for, is to extend your nail to be a longer nail. Okay, so first of all, what I am going to do is I'm going to take my nail extender and I'm going to start stirring it up a bit. If it stands for a while, it just stiffens a bit, but once you start stirring it up, it's actually quite soft. And I need you to lift up some of the paint and get a little you put quite a lot on the brush, and then you need this little tip here, because that's the tip that you're going to drag across the nail. So I am using my optivisors so that I can see what I'm doing. And the first thing I will show you is how to start doing this. Now the first nail is only going to be a short nail, and what I am doing is I take this little tip of the paint and I start on the one end of the nail, and I will lightly drag it across. Okay, that's a very thin tip. Now what I want to tell you is that this product, you don't use it on top of the nail, you basically use it on the front. So you're basically extending the current vinyl nail to be longer. Now obviously for this nail I'm just demonstrating a small little tip, so I'm taking my number 10-0 filbert, and in the back of this I'm just going to do a little bit of a cleanup. Take away what I don't want. If you took away too much, then you'll have to go back in and add some more, which is what I'm going to do now. I've taken away a little bit too much, so I am going to actually start from the one side again, and I'm dragging through to the other side. So my nail is a little bit longer than what I wanted it, which is not a problem. I'm just going to take my filbert brush, and on this tip I'm just going to take away whichever I don't want. as you take away, you can just clean your brush on your paper towel. If you made a total mess of it, then all you do is you take your sponge with your thinner, and I'll show you. I'll just take my sponge, dip it into my thinner, and I'll just wipe away and just dry it off. Okay, then you can start over. Okay, so let's say I made a mistake, so I wiped it away. So again, I'm going to load my brush until I have that little tip, and I'm going to start on the one side. So make sure your nail is completely dry before you do this. The thinner will thin down your paint and it will become runny, so you don't want that. So again, I just add some on the tip, drag through. Okay, I'm still using my Optivisor so that I can see what I did. If it's not neat, I can once again take my nail and just drag across, or I can take my full bit brush, clean on top of the nail and again on the back. So I'm going to show you this nail up close. It's actually very fine. Okay, now to do an extended nail, we're using the exact same method. I'm once again adding some of the paint to my brush, having the little tip on the end. Let me show you. Again, we want that little tip. Taking my Optivisors, and again I'm adding it to the tip of the nail. So I'll place it on the one side and drag it across. If I want it longer than that, I'll start again on the one side, touch the end of that paint layer and add some to it. I'm going to add again just to show you how long you can really go. Again, I'm adding paint to my brush. I have my little tip, and again on the edge of that, adding another layer. And you can go back and forth. I mean, I don't have to go this way, I can go the other opposite way as well, doesn't really matter. And again, adding to the edge of the previous layer, adding even more. See, I'm going to work my way backwards now. And the thing about this is it doesn't have to be 100% smooth in the front, because I mean, when a baby is born, their nails aren't 100% perfect. There could be maybe one area that's a little bit shorter or a little bit crooked. I will show you now what this looks like. Okay, so once that's done, if I'm not happy about the look in the front, like on top, I can go with my little full bit brush and just slightly drag it across to do a little bit of a cleanup. Okay, then the same thing from the bottom. If you made a mess there, you can clean it up. So if there's anything you don't like, you use your little full bit and you can just clean it up a little bit. So I actually went over the edge here on this side. So I'm just taking my full bit brush, cleaning it up a bit. Okay, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So you can see that was extended quite a bit. Let's see if I come closer. Okay, and from the back you can see the nail tip sticking over. Okay, so once you are done with that, you're going to bake this at your normal 265 degrees for at least 10 minutes, and I would suggest leaving it in the oven to dry or to cool down naturally. That way you are 100% sure that you've cured this product properly, because it's quite a, I mean, it is a bit of a thick layer there, so you want to make sure it cures 100%. These are quite strong. They won't just break off like the clay nails do. They will really last. And then obviously you can now add some Genesis glaze, which is also heat set, and you can paint that over the nail to seal it off, or you can take your air dry satin varnish, or I don't know if you guys like the gloss varnish. I prefer the satin, so I'll add a layer of satin air dry over that to seal them off, and then your nails are done. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to call us on McPherson's toll-free number, which is 1-800-238-6663, or you can email us at info@mcphersoncrafts.com. Thank you.